Hey guys, it's Hakeem here, back with some more Izzet Control. This episode we're going to play against Covert Go Blue. He's my regular opponent from Throwback Thursday, and for those of you who enjoy that series, I haven't given it to you the past couple of weeks. It's been pretty busy, and connecting with people, has been pretty rough. I haven't forgotten about you. I do enjoy playing the old games and recording them. I actually, after I record this episode, we're planning on playing some Duels 2013, and hopefully I can get that content out to you soon. So, don't think that I've forgotten you. Okay, so let's look at our opening hand here. We have 5 lands, a negate. I'd love to keep a hand with a castable Anger the Gods, but I've only got 1 red source, so I'm actually going to have to mulligan. Here we have 4 mana, really good 4 blue, 2 red. Got an early game shock, a negate, and nullify, and we're on the play. So I'm actually going to keep this, because I can play a gate and then play an island and have both shock and nullify at the ready. Negate is probably not something I'm going to need on the second turn, but it's nice to know that it's live. So I have no idea what Covert is playing. He said he's got a few newish decks, maybe some updated stuff that he's going to be playing against us. So hopefully we get some solid content here. Picked up a 5th land, which is decent. Going to throw this into play. So now all our spells are live, all our counter spells. He's playing Simic. It's not very often you see dedicated Simic decks in Duels 2015, so there's high potential for a 3rd color. And we're looking at a Visionary, which is not something that we're going to counter. We'll shock it if need be, but I'm not at that stage where I feel the need to kill that thing just yet. So for now, we're just going to be content to draw a card, which is our 6th land, and just put a gate into play. I don't think I'm going to need to nullify and shock on the same turn, so I'm going to put in the tap land now while we have the opportunity. And of course he's just going to come in for combat damage before he plays a land or casts any spells, which is the smart thing to do. You don't want to give your opponent any information. You want to hold that off to the second main phase. So there is the black mana. I figured there was going to be a 3rd color here, so picked up another land. So this is great when we finally start drawing into some of our bigger top end stuff. But for now, not too thrilled with picking up 3 land off the top. So we're just going to take another 1 here. I wonder what kind of surprises he has in store in this color combination. Don't play much Duels 2015 against Covert, where we're pretty much limited to the old 13 and 14 that we've been playing against. So he's going to play another Visionary. I'm just gonna let that resolve. Nullify is if I had a second one, maybe I would have done that, but for now, and I picked up another land, so we've got all the land in the world. I'm on the verge of shocking one of these little guys here now. Is this a Think Twice? Yeah, so he's on some type of card advantage, card draw. I'm actually going to kill one of these Visionaries right now, because I just want to, preserve my life total a little bit. I've got counters for whatever. I've got a creature counter and a non-creature counter, so him swinging for 2 every single turn versus 1 is it's a pretty big difference. So he's just passing the turn. I don't know if he's playing some type of... Wow, another land. This is starting to get pretty out of hand here. I haven't picked up a single spell. So let's see. I'm sure he's going to flash back that Think Twice, or maybe cast an Inspiration or something. So he seems to be on the heavy card draw plan. That's the only thing I've seen from him so far. There are Visionaries that draw cards, and Think Twice that draws cards. He must have another Think Twice in his hand here. Yeah, so he's ripping through his deck here now. He's up to 8 cards in hand. He's going to untap and draw it for turn up to 9. Play land, I would certainly imagine, after that much draw, and then play something. I don't know if we're going to see Species Gorger enter play here. Seems like it could be something that he'd be playing to bounce the Visionary every single turn and draw additional cards. But he's just content to peck away at me, which is obviously the smart thing to do. He's going to have to discard. We get a look here. He's discarded a land, so he must be flooding out just as bad as we are. Either that, or he knows the deck that I'm playing, but I think he's picked a deck that he feels will show well against it. So we'll see how that goes. He's just going to cast Inspiration. So yeah, he's on the card draw plan. I don't like to negate that sort of thing. I really don't. I like to save my counters for actual spells, but we'll see if that ends up being a mistake or not. Right now, I've picked up a Voyage's End, which I couldn't draw to save my life in the last game. If you watched episode 2, I really wanted one to bounce a Baneslayer, couldn't pick it up. So just going to take another one, go to 15 here, and Just going to play another land, and we're just playing the draw go game. Picked up an Archaeomancer. He's discarded another land. So there's nothing really impressive that I want to grab back here, but it gives me a little bit of freedom to be kind of flexible with these counter spells, because I can go get them back if I need them. He's not doing anything at the end of his turn. So it looks like it's just Elvish Visionary beats here. I mean, he's getting a lot of value. He spent 2 mana on that card. It's already done 6 damage. And drawn him a card. So that's what you call value for mana right there. He's playing a Wayfinder. So he must be on some kind of... playing black and a Wayfinder. So I'm actually going to nullify it, which is pretty funny because we were talking about that earlier. You know, he said I should have nullified a Wayfinder in my last game, so I figure that that's a pretty good spot to do it. Right now, I'm going to cast an Archaeomancer and get that nullify back. And it gives me a blocker. He could be playing counter spells himself, but I've got the negate here. I'm going to go get that nullify back. So we'll see if he's playing counter magic. He may be. I mean, he may just not feel that Archaeomancer is worth... He could be playing Suffer the Past, I guess, and he could exile the card that I drew back in response. So I've got a blocker in play now, which is good. I imagine he's going to tap out to draw here since he's paused the timer. We'll see if that's what happens. He's going to flash back a Think Twice. So lots of card draw going on here. He's much, you know, I'm playing at least what I consider to be the card advantage deck. And he's way deeper in his deck than I am in mine. He's playing an Archaeomancer, which... What does he have in there? He wants to go get an Inspiration. Not going to let that happen. If he resolves something pretty scary, I got Voyages in for it. Just to buy me a little bit of time, so... Another thing you can do in this deck if you really want to is Voyages in your own Archaeomancer to get something back out of the graveyard. So while I'm tapped out to draw, he's casting Rescue from the Underworld, which is going to get his Archaeomancer back into play on his next upkeep. So I've got the 10th land in play here. Now I'm not sure what he targeted. I should have had a look. Maybe he's going to bring back a Wayfinder, but his Visionary is coming back along with one of these 2 creatures. We'll find out. But for now, we're just going to swing for 1 because his creatures come back in his upkeep, so they have Summoning Sickness. They can't attack us. And I think I will actually, with 10 mana, I'm just going to main phase this to see if I pick up something that I may want to cast this turn. It's another land. So we've got 10 in play, 2 in hand. So yeah, he's picked up the Archaeomancer. He's going to go get the Inspiration, I would imagine. Or maybe he just gets back his Rescue from the Underworld. No, that exiles itself. Yeah, Rescue exiles itself. So, how much mana does he have? He has 10. I have 10. So we're in pretty hefty territory here. Picked up a Dissolve, which is solid. Good card. Probably the best card in the deck, honestly. Just a hard counterspell. So let's see here what he does. I'm not going to attack, obviously. What do I have in the graveyard? Nullify and Shock. Voyages in, negate, and I have a hard counter. So see if he's just going to draw 2 cards again. I don't really like countering those spells because it doesn't actually do a whole lot. He's got 9 cards in his fucking hand. That's insane. Ah, my. 11 mana in play. I've got 11 mana. So we could see Kozilek here from either one of us at any time. I'm sure he's playing that. He's just going to bounce his own Elvish Visionary. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with him just redoing all this and drawing cards. You know, don't really want to interact there. I'm wondering what he's digging for, if he's got... what his win condition is, because again, all I've seen so far is bounce and draw. Rescue from the Underworld. There must be something. He's got Rescue from the Underworld, so there must be something spicy that he wants to get into this graveyard and rescue back out. So, excuse me, just gonna take it back and draw another land. So we've got 12 in play, 1 in hand, so 13 out of the top 20, and at 65% mana ratio. Deck has 40, so we're 25% above. I think that's a bit outside the normal variance, but I mean, Covert's, he's got the same problem going on there by the looks of it. Although he is much deeper in his deck than I am. I've still got 40 cards left in my library. He's down to just 29 in his. And I've got more mana in play than he does. He's got a full grip. I've only got 4 cards. Here we see a Talrand. I imagine there's going to be a counter war over this. And him having 7 cards is pretty insane. I have to counter this. He's going to counter my counter. I got a strong feeling he's going to try to counter that counter. And then I'm going to counter his counter. And let's see if he's got a counter for my counter that counters his counter. So Dissolve hits the Talrand. We are going to put a Nullify on top. But he's got Rescue from the Underworld though, so he can get his Talrand back at instant speed. Do I want to bounce my own Archaeomancer here to try and get a Dissolve back? I think I do actually. We're going to pick Nullify up off the top. So that scry's kind of pointless, but I think I need that Dissolve back. So I'm just going to cast this, see if he counters it. So he's just going to counter my Archaeomancer, which is not the greatest thing in the world. So now he's down to 5. I'm going to sandbag this land in hand to make him think I have an extra card. He's going to bounce his Archaeomancer. No, he's just going to bounce his Visionary, which is fine. So he's... I got a feeling he's got 6 cards and I've got 2. Whenever we're playing decks that come at each other like this, the fact that he's got triple the cards that I have just pretty much means that I'm in a bad way here. So he's just going to draw a card. I mean, I can't nullify that. But if he has Rescue from the Underworld, I don't have any answer to it right now in my hand. So that could be a thing. We will see. Hopefully we don't pick up land. Picked up an Anger of the Gods, which is not the worst thing in the world on this board, I suppose. You know, he's got the rescues and all that sort of stuff. If I Anger, he could rescue in response. That would save one of his creatures, say an Archaeomancer, and then he'd get a Talrand and an Archaeomancer and a spell. So I'd pretty much just be... If I cast his Anger and he has rescue, I'm just dead. So if I don't cast it, then he's just going to peck away at me. Maybe he casts Rescue anyway. Either way, I don't have a way to beat Rescue, so I think I just go for the Anger here. I think I'm in bad shape, though. I think there's going to be a Rescue from the Underworld on the Archaeomancer here, sacrificing the Archaeomancer. But I really, with just a Nullify in my hand, I don't have a whole lot going for me, so I think I just have to press this card here now rather than wait. So he's going to draw 2, and hope he's digging for his rescue here, obviously. So let's see if he found it. Maybe he had it all along. Yeah, he's casting his rescue here. So there goes Archaeomancer, like I said, and I'm sure Talrand is the creature that's going to come back. So we paid 3 mana to exile an Elvish Visionary, and he's going to untap with about 85,000 mana and an active Talrand. So I am in pretty rough shape here. So Archaeomancer is going to get him a spell, like I said. And he has Talrand in play. He's picked up a negate, so I mean he's got a full grip. So short of a Kozilek that can draw me a bunch of cards and get me back in this game, it's not looking good for me here. So he's going to play a Runescar Demon. I'm going to nullify that, but he's just picked up the negate. So I mean that's going to create him a Drake. No, he's hanging on to his negate, so which is smart. He wants to protect his Talrand. He doesn't really need the. He doesn't really need anything else there. I'm just going to main phase draw. Now, he should, with me with 1 card in hand, this is the time when he has an active Talrand to probably negate that. Picked up a Charm Breaker, which I'm obviously just going to cast because I'm so far behind. I need to catch up. Yeah, but he's going to nullify. And I've got 2 land in my hand. He's got the active Talrand. So that is pretty much game. And by pretty much game, I mean, you know, that's game. I can't come back from this position here now. Not with all of these cards spent. So I'm taking 5 here to go down to 8. And I'm gonna draw another mountain. So yeah. So yeah, he's certainly packing a fuck ton of card draw in there. I like the deck, honestly. I've never seen anything like this before. It looks good. Whole bunch of card draws, some counter spells, Talrand and Rescue from the Underworld to get him back. Looks pretty solid. he did the old double tap on the X button there. I do that all the time, man. It's really easy to do because the game is not very responsive a lot of the time. Hopefully I pick up a shot. No, I picked up another land, which is pretty fitting. So I've drawn 16 of my 24 in the top 27 cards. 16 out of 27 is pretty high. You know, I mean, again, we're still up around the 65% mark. So there we go. That is the game. I'm stuck there with an island in hand, and I fade to gray as I am humbly defeated by my friend and nemesis. So anyways, you know, there you go. That's episode 3. Thanks for watching, and I think we're going to be off to record some Throwback Thursday and get that out to you later on. Thanks for watching.